guys, so today's tutorial is on this look for Valentine's Day. So the first thing that I always do when I'm doing my makeup is I use the Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This is in number 3. It's lighter than my actual eyebrow hairs are, and the reason I like to do this is because I use it as sort of like a guide. So it's nothing perfect, you know, I'm not like stressing out trying to draw my eyebrows in perfect because I'm going to go back in and fill them in later, define them even more with a different product once my makeup is done. Benefit Cosmetics Stay Don't Stray in light medium. It's a primer for the eyelids. I like to use it so that I can get the most out of my eyeshadows. It just helps them to look more vibrant and it also prevents them from creasing. Too Faced Clover, A Girl's Best Friend eyeshadow palette. It's the most adorable palette that I own with 18 neutral and colorful shadows, both matte and shimmer. I'm first applying the shade Paw Print, a matte taupey mauve with a flat shader brush, to the inner corner of my eyelid and then slowly working it out about halfway, then going up into the crease with it when I feel like there's not much left on the brush, so that way most of the color is focused on the lid. With a blending brush this time, picking up the shade Daddy's Love Me, a matte deep cherry, and working that into the outer V, going outwards diagonally from the lash line, kind of like you're drawing a winged eyeliner, and then into the crease with whatever is left on the brush. So once you feel like it's blended in nicely, then you want to use very light pressure, guys, and I'm talking like insanely light pressure. You just want to basically run the brush over the edges to soften the line so it's not so harsh. Switching over now to a smaller, loosely packed blending brush, I'm picking up the shade Cuddle Buddy. It's a matte cool brown to create some dimension to the eye by deepening that outer V lash line area. And I love to use this brush because it gives me more control so I can easily build the shadow in a precise area with very light layers till it's as dark as I like. That way I'm never accidentally picking too much color and then I end up making the shadow way more spooky than I intended to. So with that same brush, I'm going right over the lash shadow with Woof, a deep black, to further darken that outer corner. And I like to sweep the shadow inwards like this, just so that way it blends in with the taupe eyeshadow we used and it creates a nice transition there. Then going back through again with the blending brush to blend out the edges. I used IT Cosmetics Superhero eyeliner to do a very exaggerated winged liner today for this look. I wanted something dramatic, and I love to use this liner because it's actually waterproof. It is insanely hard even to get off, which is good because that means I don't have to worry about it fading, and I know that when I put this on, it's going to be just as saturated black at the end of the day as it was when I first applied it. The only thing is you have to be kind of careful when you apply it because, like I said, it is hard to get off, so you can't really make mistakes. Kiss eyelashes in Flirty, but I gave them a little trim to lighten up the volume, especially near the inner corners, by just cutting straight into the lashes like that. And then I applied them with tweezers and Duo lash glue in dark tone as per usual. That's like the standard for me when I apply my eyelashes. But I just felt like they're just a little bit too heavy and I just kind of wanted to break apart some of those lashes a bit. So excited to use these for the very first time on camera. These are 2 new Pixi skincare products I just got in. The Rose Caviar Essence, which is a moisture serum with encapsulated flower oils that melt into the skin and hydrate, restore brightness, soften, etc. And then the Rose Flash Balm, which is an instant skin booster and primer in one. It's more of like a moisturizer kind of consistency. I just like to mix both together since my skin has been so dry lately. So this is the most expensive foundation I've ever bought. It's the Guerlain Invisible Skin Fusion Foundation. It gives a beautiful radiant finish and it lasts forever. I can wear it all day, no problems, but unfortunately I chose the wrong shade when I bought it in 04 and it oxidizes like crazy on the skin. So when I use it, I have to mix it with a lighter foundation. And I just mixed it with the Catrice Cosmetics All Matte Plus Foundation in Nude Beige 020. More mixing because it seems like that's what I'd like to do a lot in my tutorials. IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye in Neutral Medium with Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer in Medium. Both are great for brightening the center of the face and they're so incredibly creamy. I love using them when my skin is super dry like it has been recently. And all I do to apply it is I just do the under eye area, the sides of the nose, bridge of the nose, center of the forehead, chin, and also the Cupid's bow. Then I push it in gently with tapping motions using my favorite e.l.f. Cosmetics sponge to set. I love using the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Setting Powder because it has a peachy pink kind of tone to it. It does a great job of brightening but also mattifying at the same time. I also press this in with my e.l.f. sponge, but I make sure to tap off the excess on the back of my hand first, just so that it doesn't ever look cakey. And I put this under the eyes, around the nose, forehead and chin, and then also right here along my cheeks, because I found that it actually makes your makeup look better in pictures. e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Cream. This is the best from the drugstore, I think. I like to use my finger to press it onto the outer corners of my face, starting with the cheeks. I just lay down a bit of the color first with my finger and then blend it in using the e.l.f. Cosmetics sponge. And I think it's really cool because it starts out creamy and lightweight, and then as it gets blended out, it turns into a powder finish. So there's actually no need to set it with anything. One layer is usually the perfect amount for me, and I just like to put this along the outer corners of my forehead and the tip of the nose as well. So this is a little bit of LA Girl Pro HD Concealer in Almond along the sides of my nose. I use that to kind of help slim it down a bit. And then I use the e.l.f. Targeted Natural Glow Stick in Champaign Glow. Such a smooth, creamy, pigmented formula. I love it. I put that on the bridge of my nose and also the Cupid's bow area just to give a nice soft glow. But my trick is to pat over it with a very light powder to help it become one with the skin, so it's not as obvious and sparkly, but it's still very, very bright. And I just kind of tap it on with my finger and blend it out with the sponge. I also decided to use the blush from that e.l.f. palette. So I tapped this onto the apples of my cheeks with my finger, and again, same technique. I just took my blending sponge from e.l.f. to blend it out. I also like to put, just totally random, but I like to put a little bit of blush on my chin too. I don't know why, I just feel like it helps the makeup to kind of come together. Back to the lower lash line, same shadows as the top eyelid. Start with paw print, bring it from the outer corner to inner corner, and make sure to blend it downwards so that it makes the eyes appear larger. And I always do this with the lightest crease shade first, and then as the shades get darker, like here I'm using Cuddle Buddy and Daddy's Love Me together, as it starts getting darker, I'll start putting it higher up to where my eyelashes are actually growing. And then finally, woof, right in the center of the lower lash line, and Cuteness Overload, a creamy beige shimmer, which I'll show you in just a second. I put that in the inner corner as my inner corner highlight for this look. The whole look is matte, but I wanted some shimmer in the inner corner. I can't help myself. Finish the eye look with your favorite mascara. I'm using Tarte Lash Paint for the top lashes because it's very liquidy, it's a super dark formula, and it just helps to really darken my lashes so that they match the falsies better, and it helps them blend in really well. But I use the Honest Beauty Truly Lush Mascara for my lower lashes because it's really the only one at the moment that doesn't smear on my face, and I think it's because the formula is much drier. And I also like the brush too because it's nice and thin so that I can really get each individual lash. So I'm already doing my eyebrows right here. I wanted to include this since in my last tutorial it didn't record. I just like to use the OFRA Cosmetics Waterproof Eyebrow Gel in dark brown with a Tanya Crooks, I think that's what it was, Tanya Crooks eyebrow brush. It's like a really tiny angle brush. And so I start with most of the product at the end of the eyebrow, and then I slowly start working towards the inner corner. And once I get to the inner corner, I'm just like barely touching it to fill it in. I mean, I'm using like the lightest pressure ever, but that is how I do my dramatic eyebrows. So then for the lips, guys, so simple. I only use one product. This is the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick in Roller. So in person, it's a darker red. It looks a lot lighter on my camera, just so that you know, but it's such a beautiful shade. Great pigmentation with these. I've been testing them out this past week, and they are so intense. Really, really long wearing as well. They last through eating, drinking, working out, and even kissing. Yes, I tried it. So I think they would be a great choice for Valentine's Day. I do make sure to like really put these on carefully though, just because they are so hard to get off. And lastly, I used the highlighter called Afterglow from the Pure Cosmetics Cheek palette that I got in my BoxyCharm this month on the top of my cheekbones, and that's it for this finished look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you guys are gonna do for Valentine's Day, and also if you end up trying out this look. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll see you guys next time.